On the basis of such discussion and materials collected, about 100 pages were written about the modern geography and geographers in India in my book, named Appraisal of Geographical Thought, published in 2004 by Sarda Pustak Bhavan, Allahabad, in Hindi. The book was largely admired and appreciated. Then we decided to publish several volumes on founders and makers of modern geography in India, and I started working for the mission and collected much materials. In the meantime, a Patna-based registered research institute named IRAD invited me to act as its director of research.
Dr. Singh, there is problem. Some Suman Kumar Jha is presenting. So the screen is disturbed now. Kindly ask your technician to remove this presentation.
Dr. Amrish Kumar Rai ji, please look into the affair and remove the matter which is disturbing the screen. Dr. Amrish Kumar Rai ji. I accepted their offer, but a condition of carry over my project of founders and makers of modern geography in India. They also committed for the publication of our several such volumes. We have started the work, and in the meantime came the corona, followed by a period of long lockdown. It switched on the online culture, and we also started the online lecture series on founders and makers of modern geography in India, which had been largely accepted and appreciated by the Indian geography fraternity. We successfully organized several dozen of episodes of such online lecture series, which were devoted to the founders and makers of modern geography in India. On the basis of such lectures, we are going to publish 4 volumes of the series very soon. And the program will continue for many more years to come. During last 1.5 years, many senior geographers of the country suggested us as many activities, so many activities. To honor such valuable suggestions, we created 16 action groups, each of them headed by a senior geographer of India. Many such action groups are working very well. Meanwhile, several senior professors of geography from neighboring countries joined our move very actively and started participating our online lecture series with a great zeal and vigor. In due course of our multifaceted online academic activities, many senior geographers of South Asia have suggested us for the establishment of a geographical association of South Asia. We discussed the issue with several dozens of senior Indian geographers like Professor K.R. Dixit, Professor M.H. Qureshi, Professor P.S. Tiwari, Professor P.R. Vyas, Professor V.K. Srivastava, Professor Rana Pratap, Professor R.B.P. Singh, Professor R.S. Jadhav, Professor Sasmita Bilas Rao Chauhan, Professor Paras Rai, Professor A. Arvind A. Mulibani, Professor A.R. Siddiqui, and Professor Salahuddin Qureshi, and several others. They all advised to go ahead. We also organized 3 well-attended online meetings on the purpose. In the last online meeting of 11th of December 2022, several decisions have been taken, and at the end, it was decided to announce the formation of South Asian Geographers Association on 30th December 2022, that is today. I am thankful to you all for your cooperation and support, sir. We have to create a new environment of cooperation and brotherhood in this part of the world. Thank you all, and wish you all a happy new year, that is 2023. Now we have come directly to the agenda of today, sir, which was to be presented by our today's moderator, Professor Ataur Rahman, and he is just to join us. The minute of the online meeting for the establishment of the South Asian Geographers Association SAGA. The online meeting of 30th December 2022 for the establishment of South Asian Geographers Association, that is SAGA, and celebration of 100 years of geography in South Asia. And now we have the agenda. And with the permission of the chair, I have to...
Permission of the chair, may I intervene?
Thank you, sir.
I think Professor Qureshi would like to speak. Professor Devendra, please listen. Yeah, Professor Qureshi.
It is about this whole thing, SAGA, South Asian Geographers Association. I do not know whether we can invert it, Association of South Asian Geographers or Association of Geographers South Asia. Just like we say that National Association of Geographers India, NAGI. NAGI is National Association of Geographers India. So this nomenclature, can we think of saying it Association of Geographers South Asia or this South Asian Geographers, because South Asian is adjective. So should we start with the adjective or we should start with the noun association? No, one can think of it. Better name may be accepted. I have no problem if the people accept this SAGA, South Asian Geographers Association. That has been proposed actually.
Thank you, sir. It will be taken into consideration. So,
Professor Devendra, I think what Professor Qureshi raised, that also raised a very fundamental issue. Fundamental issue in the sense that suppose as we have the IGU, where there are associations of the countries become the member, not the individual. Now, if we think that South Asian Association of Geographers or Association of Geographers of South Asia, what we would try to think of it, we would also keep in mind that whether individuals will be a member of this association or the associations, geographical associations, which are in all these countries functioning, we will make a consortium of that association. There are a couple of issues before we formally declare that we are forming the association. Now, I think we should not be in a hurry. Let us really try to look into all these issues, because every country has in their own, the number of associations are functioning and how they will be responding, how they'll be listening. So don't take it immediately. We are not even in a position to take a decision on that. Let us give some more time, deliberate on these things. That's my initial submission, Professor Qureshi.
Sir, the other problem is that it may be not a blanket association. It may be association India chapter, Pakistan chapter, Bangladesh chapter, Nepal chapter, and these will be the chapters, because there cannot be one association covering the whole South Asia, because the things will be different. What about the finances? What about the membership? Because Pakistan Association will manage their finances and we will manage our finances, and likewise other member countries will be managing their and they may also go for another constitution. It may not be a single constitution which may cover it, but that is a later part when we will discuss that. But the association itself, as you have said, that in our country itself there are many associations. So whether we go in sync with them or we become a completely different thing, that is the question.
Chairman, sir, uh, our today's moderator has joined us, and we are to discuss all these things. Uh, they are all in our today's agenda. Uh, all the things which we are discussing, they have been kept in our today's agenda, and they will come some later on. So first of all, the first agenda is, sir, the confirmation of the minutes of the last online meeting held on 11th of December 2022, and minutes has also been mentioned here. So, with the permission of the chair, now may I hand over uh, the proceeding to the today's moderator, Professor Dr. Ataur Rahman, sir.
Yeah, please, Professor Atar Rahman, please take over and continue.
Thank you very much. All you are the member of the South Asian geographers. I'm really sorry. I did a mistake, geographical mistake. I was thinking it will start Pakistan time 4:30, but there was I got a call, so therefore I'm very much sorry for this and pardon me, please. As per the today's discussion, I would like to share one slide to start formal the presentation. The proceeding of the today's presentation, I would like to share a slide. Yes, please, it's here. Can you see a slide, please? Is it visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I would like to share one more. Okay. Thank you very much. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Sadaqallahu al-azim. Thank you very much. They were the member of the today's participant of the today's presentation. Before switching over to the actual presentation and actual proceeding, there are certain agenda item for today's presentation for the today's meeting. As you can see, the invitation which we send throughout the South Asian countries, it is building geographical association in South Asian countries, is the South Asia Geographical Association. So SAGA would be the name given to the association. And this today's virtual meeting is arranged and organized by the Institute for Environmental Research and Rural Development, Patna, Bihar, India. Thank you, the host country and the host organizers and the host secretary and the host colleagues. You can see we have president of the today's session. Then Professor Dr. Siri Kumar. He will be the president of the today's session. Then we have moderator. I will work as a moderator. We have a chief guest, Professor Rakib Ahmed. We have distinguished guest, Professor M.H. Qureshi. So before starting the actual proceeding, I would like to request the president of the today's session to give us formal approval so that we should formally start the proceeding. Shall we start the proceeding, Mr. President
Yes,
of the today's event?
Yes, Professor Atar Rahman, please start the proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And thank you for giving us the time to start the actual proceeding. Today is the brief introduction about the moderator. I am Professor Dr. Ataur Rahman. I am serving as a chairman, Department of Geography and Geomatics, University of Peshawar, Pakistan. I will work as a moderator of this today's session. Before starting the actual proceeding, I would like to request Professor Arvinda A. Mulyamani to please present the welcome address and formally welcome all the worthy participants from across the South Asian countries. Professor Arvind A. Mulyamani, please.
Sir, it has been already done.
Okay.
Now you will start with the agenda. Agenda number 1.
Okay, can you see please the establishment of SAGA means justification by Professor Devendra Prasad Singh? Is it done already?
Actually, sir.
Okay. Agenda of the item: confirmation of the minutes of the proceeding of the last meeting followed by participant discussion. So confirmation of the meeting. Is it?
You have to start with this.
Okay. So confirmation of the minutes of the proceeding of last meeting by participants discussion. Okay. The first agenda item. It was decided to establish an association of geographers of South Asia. It was also decided to compile a contribution of founders and makers of modern geography in South Asian countries, as it is being compiled by Professor Devendra Prasad Singh. The third part was the volumes regarding the contribution of the neighboring countries, South Asian geographers of their respective countries to be drafted. The important point in that agenda item was, let me share some important areas. Let me share another slide of all the minutes already drafted by Professor Devendra. So I'm sharing that so that everybody should have an equal chance to see it. Stop presenting. Let me share another draft presentation. Hope you can see it now. Is it visible to all of you, I guess?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the fourth, we already discussed that the volume may be prepared to assess the contribution of the contribution in following fields: geomorphology, climatology, and oceanography, disasters in neighboring countries, especially in SAR countries. The second part you can see is the human and social geography of social well-being, economic geography including agriculture, industry, trade and transport, environment and development, population geography, geography of settlement both rural and urban, regions, regional geography and regional planning and regional development, adoption of technology and map making including the remote sensing and GIS, brief history of departments and organization may be released in 2024 as part of the country volume. I will also share this draft minute with all the colleagues. Then you can see here the preparation of model course contents in different papers, celebration in 2022 to commemorate the introduction of geography in the subcontinent, and preparation of a commemoration volume by publishing the history of department note summary. Paper was prepared, history of departments. Note summary paper was prepared by Professor M.H. Qureshi on the basis of detailed discussion and debate. Fifth, Dr. Praveen Ji from Pune University may be authorized to draft the constitution of SAGA. This is very important point. I think we will need some discussion on this to support the Dr. Praveen. The sixth one, you can see the draft may be presented before a constitution committee on the 15th of January 2023. Means after 15 days, inshallah, again we will meet especially on the constitution committee draft agenda items. Will be finalized on 30th January in an open online discussion. Then Honorable Professor P.S. Tiwari was consented to convene the Constitution Committee, which may have altogether 5 members from India. Numbers and names of members of the consulting Constitution Committee may be decided by the geographers of the respective countries. Indian members may be, I'm saying again, maybe as such, Professor P.S. Tiwari, Professor M.H. Qureshi, Professor Praveen, and then Professor Samita. I'm sorry if I'm not properly pronouncing your name. Professor Rana Pratap. More name may be added. So we need a discussion on this so that we should finalize the Constitution Committee as well. The 8th number is Committee for the Celebration of 100 Years of Modern Geography in South Asia. This committee will decide the modalities of celebrations. Very important point and needs your feedback. The committee will submit the report within a month, which will be announced accordingly. This committee may be convened by Professor Nazrul Islam of Bangladesh, and I think from Pakistan, Professor Safdar Ali Shirazi from Pakistan may also assist them, Professor Nazrul Islam, or senior geographers in Indian subcontinent. From India, Indian member is proposed as such, Dr. Sri Kumar. Then number 2, Professor R.S. Yadev. Number 3, Professor Nandini C. Singh. And then at 4th, Professor V. Madhya Suresh from Chennai. Professor Arvind, I think these are the 5 members committee. including the convener and co-conveners from the neighboring countries. More names, this is very important one. More names may be included. Members of the remaining country will be nominated by the participants of the respective countries. Very important point. Publication of a new bulletin. Professor Sadhana from Nagpur, India, has consented to convene the news bulletin of SAGA. A team may be constituted to monitor the news bulletin. Constitution of the ad hoc committee for coordination of the functioning of the activities of SAGA. Again, very important point raised in the previous meeting. A committee may be constituted to nominate the Indian members of such ad hoc committee under the convenership of Professor P.R. Vyas, Udaipur. Other members may be Professor Kabir Mohan, and then Professor Nandini Singh, again Professor Ganesh, then Professor Virendra Kumar, then Professor Paras Rai, and then we have Professor Lokesh, and then I think Dr. B.P. Devli. So these were some of the members. Other members may also be included over here. Last part of the minutes, which is actually note. In the last meeting, Professor Devendra Prasad Singh was authorized to finalize the names of the Indian members of the ad hoc committee of SAGA, but it was advised to him.
पार्टिसिपेंट कैसे खोज लेंगे? इसको छुएं.
Okay, Professor Dr. Rana Pratap, do you want to say something? Okay, so the first one, in the last meeting, Professor Devendra Prasad Singh was authorized to finalize the names of the Indian members of the ad hoc committee of SAGA, but it was advised to him to take help of some members for finalization of the names of Indian members of the said ad hoc committee. Hence, a committee including the above said persons may be constituted to nominate members for the same. More names may be included to the committee for constitution of the ad hoc committee of SAGA. Name of the members of ad hoc committee should be finalized with the consultation of some senior Indian professor of geography like Professor K.R. Dexit, Professor P.S. Tiwari, Professor M.H. Qureshi, Professor S.C. Rai, Professor K. Kumara Swami, Professor Rana Pratap, Professor R.S. Yadev, Professor V.C. And Professor Sami Mehmet Shah and others. The committee will submit the report within a week. Members of the ad hoc committee of SAGA from countries other than India may be nominated from members of the respective countries. Any other matter may be raised with the permission of the chair. So these were the minutes of the last meeting drafted by Professor Devendra Prasad Singh. Thank you, sir, for drafting such a nice, and each and everything I think you have inculcated in this minutes. Thank you very much for sparing your precious time and giving us some fruitful minutes. It is actually give us some thoughts, food for thoughts as well. So with these words, I think it's all about the minutes. So I think let's discuss if you want to add something, delete something, or if you want to improve some things. So the door is open for discussion, please.
Thank you, sir.
If it is approved, then we will proceed to the next agenda item.
Thank you, sir.
Professor H.M. Qureshi, do you like to respond to some of these issues raised in the minutes?
Right in the very beginning, I talked about this association, its nomenclature, and is it going to be a blanket sort of association, or there will be chapters, country chapters. Maybe Pakistan chapter, the association may be the same. The chapter may be Pakistan, Bangladesh, and India and other neighboring countries which are becoming member of this association. The other matter is that since we have many associations, I was thinking that in the Constitution Committee, some of these people who are working in these associations, like NAGI, IIG, the association in Canada, BHU, can they be adopted to advise us on the formation of constitution? So the committees are there, but these committees may consult some of these people who have their constitutions, and one does not know. At least I do not know how these constitutions were created at that time. And but they are working according to the constitution. The other question is whether this association may also include as members of other associations which are working in the countries, respective countries, or it will be completely independent association, and we can have only informal relationships rather than a formal relationships with all the associations which are working in the countries. We have plenty of them. Pakistan may be having also, and so is Bangladesh and Nepal and Sri Lanka. So these are some of the questions which have to be sorted out. Moreover, the Constitution Committee, I think there is a sort of duplication. If Professor Parveen has been asked to draft, then there is another reviewing committee, or what is the role of that committee? Whether we can give some help to him at the stage of when he is drafting, or once he has drafted, we are going to review it. It is not very clear to me.
Yeah, Dr. Praveen Saptarshi, please.
Professor Devendra.
Professor Praveen Saptarshi.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Professor Shuman Kumar Jha, would you like to speak something?
May I, sir, Chairman?
Okay, yeah. Professor Praveen, yeah, please.
What Professor Qureshi has suggested regarding nomenclature, I think that nomenclature may be South Asian Geographers Association. That would be better, and we will go for the chapter wise, Pakistan chapter and this the India chapter or Bangladesh chapter, like this. And within Indian chapter, there may be associations, other associations can also participate, or sometimes the other associations may not like that we should act as something suprastructure or blanket structure. And that's why we can go for the individual membership also, or go for the institution wise membership. I have an experience of such conference which is called as AMDISA, so Miss Management Institutes. So it is something consortium type of conference, and they have got also Sri Lanka chapter, Pakistan chapter, and so on. So by rotation, the head of one chapter becomes the president of South Asian Management Studies. So this kind of modus operandi means, I want to put it in a simple way, that we will have just informal and informal platform which can be formalized in terms of the informal platform is already existing, because I am also associated with some Bangladesh people and Sri Lankan people. But I want that to formalize it without any intervention in each other's organization. Can we do it? So the Professor Qureshi or Professor Chairman Sir or Devendra Prasad Singh or even my Pakistan friend Mulimani, young friend like Mulimani, they can also reflect on this. So with these words, I stop here. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Saptarshik. May I request Professor Shumon Kumar Jha? Shumon Kumar Jha. Shumon Kumar Jha, please.
Yeah.
Professor Shumon Kumar Jha. Are you around, Professor Shumon Kumar Jha? You are raising your hand.
Probably he has to unmute.
No, really. Anyway. Professor Shumon Kumar Jha. Okay, all right. Is there any other response we get on this one? Otherwise, we'll proceed.
Sir, may I speak, sir?
Sir Mulimani.
Okay. Please go ahead.
Yes, please, Arvind.
Yeah, Mulimani. Yeah.
As per the interactions of Professor M.H. Qureshi sir and Praveen Saptarshi ji, sir, we have an identity of special identity with South Asian Geographical Association, as made it very clear that chapter-wise of their respective countries. When it comes to within Indian associations, already we have national associations and all. Sir, let them have their association with the individual existence of respective states or whatever the way which they have been already constituted functioning. So any association which is being there, the association, all the association, there is no need to merge into South Asian Geographical Association. Let them have their individual identity, but in a broader identity, any person can be a member, any person can be host of anything, any person can make a joint venture with the South Asian Geographical Association in the respective chapters of the nations. Because the reason is the regional disparities and imbalance are to be removed by neglecting lost many years. So keeping that in the mind, we have a broad umbrella of South Asian Geographical Association. Let any person for that matter, any institute for that matter, any organization for that matter, either individual capacity or in institutional capacity, let them have a good association. But our solidarity is broad umbrella is being representing on behalf of India in the Indian chapter of the South Asian Geographical Association. Therefore, the merging of all the association of the respective association which have been functioning in India on the different names, different registration, different constitutional bylaws are not to be taken into consideration in this. We have own bylaw, we have own procedures, we have our own format, whatever the way which you have designed, it has to be designed newly. The rest of the people, rest of the association should be or should not be, but they have to work for the discipline. It is our responsibility. Therefore, the mixing and merging is my personal opinion is concerned. This is my submission, sir.
Thank you, Mulimani. Anybody else? Yeah. Kaveri, yeah, please. Miss Kaveri, yeah, please go ahead.
There was no suggestion that we have to merge our own associations. They are independent and they will remain independent. And this is also going to be an independent association with membership sometimes overlapping, or sometimes individuals are becoming member of this. Its finances will be different, its management will be different, its constitution will be different. So our relationship with all these associations which are already working for decades, they have their own agenda and they have their own personality, and we cannot say anything about them. Whether merge or don't merge.
Yeah.
That is not the question. It's not going to be a sort of merging association. Let it be an association of different countries as chapters and let them work as association,
Yeah.
independent association.
Yeah. Mrs. Kaveri, please. Yeah.
Sir, I do agree with respected Professor Qureshi ji and Praveen Saptarji ji and Muri Mani sir. I thought that there is at a gross level, yeah, ground level, the association, different geographical association works very smoothly, sir. And the Southeast Asian Geography Association has a big canvas. So with this, the nuclear of other association is mandatory, sir. We cannot merge it. Yes, of course.
No, we are not talking really about the marching at all. No, because
Yeah.
you cannot merge
Okay,
the
thanks.
institutions. It is impossible because everybody is functioning. Only question comes once again that if there is a South Asian, the SAGA, the representation from India, how it goes. So then the question which Professor Qureshi told that it can be floated as individuals can be the member, a particular Indian chapter or the different chapters, and that they can grow. But one issue is, these are issues not to decide so hurriedly. It needs time. It needs deliberation. See, India is a vast country. It is not that every 15 days we sit in a meeting and take a decision and go ahead. That much I think we should all agree that this needs a lot of nitty-gritty to work out. So in the paper it can be always worked out fine, but the action, because the moment action comes, then there is a lot many issues comes. So let us proceed a little bit slowly, not so hurriedly, but let us think that again we must have a South Asian Geographers Association or Association of South Asian Geographers. Finally, whatever you decide. Shall we go ahead with the next agenda? Any more issue?
I want to.
Yeah, I'm seeing one more hand. Yeah, please go ahead.
Actually,
Yes,
I
thank
got
you,
the
sir.
points from the
Yeah, 1 minute.
Professor M.H. Qureshi.
Sabita Smita Bilaslav Chauhan, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I'm sorry for keeping my video off because I'm in remote area, network is weak. So kindly permit. Sir, Qureshi sir rightly said that we can have chapters. INCA, Indian National Cartographic Association, also has chapters. We have Mumbai chapter and we are working for it. What can be done? Just a suggestion that whatever membership fees are collected, a proportion remains with the chapter and some portion goes with the association. That is, we can say SAGA. This is one thing. Secondly, there are many geographical associations like IJ is there, BGA is there, DGSI is there. So many, all are doing very well at their levels. And it's nothing wrong that we can also form separately, individually, South Asian Geographers Association, because let us spread the wings of our subject as much as possible by involving many people. We also have membership of all the associations, individual memberships. So that is also possible here too. Those who are associated with other associations can also become member here. So it is suggested that this association should function separately, independently, and all can support it to strengthen the subject and the academia. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Chauhan. Yeah, may I request Professor Ataur Rahman? I think I'm seeing. Yeah, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I got some very interesting points from the worthy colleagues and senior colleagues. They added some very important points. I would like to share what we usually do in Pakistan Geographical Association. Pakistan Geographical Association, we have a constitution as well. Under that constitution, there is annual general body and business session. So it is annual phenomena. And there is life members, and then there are members. And every conference, means the national conference, we call it the 17th All Pakistan Geographical Conference. which is organized under the auspices of Pakistan Geographical Association. Under that constitution, the president is elected by the members, Pakistan Geographical Association members, and then we elect 2 members as executive member from each province. So, keeping in view this analogy, I would also support the idea of Professor Praveen and Professor M.H. Qureshi that if we prepare the constitution for the SAGA, and under the SAGA, the president and vice president and then the members, that should be on the rotation. From each country, there should be a representative in that body, SAGA. So after annual meeting, it will be renewed. So means equal opportunity need to be given to each and every individual in the SAGA. So they can openly participate, they can contest election at national level, and they can become part of the SAGA. So I think we must be broad-minded in this, and we must work a little bit more so that it should have little overlapping over the existing associations. And actually, we all are working for the same cause. We are working for expanding the horizon of geography discipline. We are trying to introduce geography at each and every level. We are trying to make it more good networking among the geographers so that we share the knowledge, the thoughts, the methodology, the curriculum, and mainstream the same in our national curricula and our provincial and state curricula. So we must keep pace with the rapid development in the field of geography. So with these words, it's all from my side. Thank you.
Hello, Mr. President. Hello.
Yeah, please. Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yes, I am Professor Rana Pratap. So, yeah, you are listening me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please, yes.
Yeah, please.
I have got a suggestion. Actually, what is having in my mind that should we have to seek permission, political permission of the each respective country's government before we are going to have association? We are going to assemble country-wise. Whether we should have to seek permission, political permission from the administrative permission from the respective governments. You have to consider.
Professor Praveen, you want to say something? Your mic is mute. Please unmute your mic.
Unmute, please. Professor Praveen, unmute.
Yes, sir. So, what I want to say that there is no permission required as per Indian government rules. Permission is required in the sense that you have to register your chapter in the state government where that head office is there. For example, if we say that Devendra Prasad Singh's institute is our India chapter headquarter, then Devendra Prasad Singh will have to register this chapter in that particular, and for that the apex body of SAGA will give no objection. So this is the procedure that with little knowledge of law I can say. In Pakistan there may be some other rules. In Sri Lanka there may be some other rules. So you have to register your chapter with the concurrent consent from the SAGA working committee, and then you can have. So indirectly, it is permission is given indirectly. So And so far as academic deliberations are concerned, I don't think that any government from the South Asian country will raise any objection.
Professor
Thank you.
Saptoshi, I intervene you because this is an issue which we are talking, but it has to be really talked with the government level officials, Societies
Yeah,
Registration Act, under those things. We cannot just really take a decision
yeah,
and or this one. But this is an issue which Professor Rana Pratap has raised. We should keep in mind. And Dr. Devendraji should be talking with the Registers Office, Society Registers Office in
yes,
Patna to understand this, that whether it is possible or not. Because initially it may not be a problem, but the moment you go a little bit one step ahead, like exchange, and suppose some sort of a monetary sharing, then the question will be coming up. Okay, so it is better to discuss with the society registers office. Every state has one in their capital.
yeah.
So we cannot take a immediately cannot solve the issue, but Professor Rana Pratap has raised a valid point which we should take note of.
Good.
Okay, thank you. Shall we have any more points on this one, or shall we go ahead?
If minutes
Can
is
I-
approved, then we will proceed to the next agenda item. Professor Aravind.
I think let us go to. Yeah, Professor Aravind, you would like to speak something again?
Yeah, sir, please, sir. Sir, when you talk about this, Rana Pratap Singh's concern, when you cross any territory of any nation for any action and reactions for academic venture, bilateral relationship are to be maintained by the respective countries. When we are talking about the South Asian Geographical Association, respective chapter of the nation can have a registration act, but when you cross the other nations of the countries for registration, we need to take a shelter of the bilateral relations of the respective governments of the nation, sir.
Rightly so.
Okay.
I think this is very essential.
Yeah, sensitive
keep this
issue.
point in mind.
Yeah.
And let us go ahead
Yeah.
because time is running out. Say, I have another meeting really. So, my file. Please,
May I request
Professor Atul Rahman.
I think we already constituted a committee. So they will look into all the pros and cons under the Society Act of 1860, and then they will give us some fruitful outcome out of that, and then that outcome will be shared with all of us. Professor Devendra Prasad, I request you to please get some good feedback from the Constitution Committee, so that we must work a little bit more on this and finalize it before 15th of January.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I think let us go to the next agenda item.
Okay. So the next agenda item after the now I'm going to request the chief guest, Professor. If I think the minutes is confirmed, shall we proceed to the next item?
I think so. Let us. There are issues. This committee will be looking into it, as you have suggested, and as some of the points have been raised. So, Professor Devendra Singh, Prasad Singhji, you please take care of these issues which has been raised and accordingly put into it. Otherwise, more or less, we agree with the minutes, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's proceed to the next agenda item.
Yeah, correct.
Next agenda item is our guest of honor. Our guest of honor, Professor L.M. Dharmasiri. I think if he is here, I request him to please deliver your fruitful thoughts on the today's agenda item.
Good evening, all. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, please. You are audible.
Yeah. So it's very nice to meet you, like eminent geographers, through online platform. So first of all, I would like to mention Professor Praveen Saptapsri and Professor Devendra Singh to invite me to join with this South Asian Geographical Association. So it's a honor to me. So in Sri Lanka, we are having organization. It's called Sri Lanka Association of Geography, SLAG. That is the official body of the geographers. So all the geographers, most of the geographers are joining with that association. And in Sri Lanka, if you go back to geographical education in Sri Lanka, so it started from 1920 with the introduction of with the initiation of the geographic Ceylon Geographic University of Colombo. So once in 1924, probably everybody knows Elsie Cook. So she came to University of Peradeniya and written a very important book that's about the geography of Ceylon. So that is the very starting point of the geographical history. So later, geography was established as a separate discipline, which strengthened the subject position in the country, school educations in the 20th century. So today, almost all the universities have been conducting different programs in geography, including degree programs, postgraduate degree programs, including MPhil and PhDs. However, in the past several decades, geography has remained a negligible discipline in the school's education in the curriculum reforms since 1972. The teaching of history, geography, and civic studies became the integrated forms of subject social studies. So geography was under that. And today, almost all the universities, so there are 16 universities in Sri Lanka, Sri Javadanapura, Kelaniya, Colombo. I'm from University of Kelaniya. So Peradeniya, Rohuna, Sabaragamuwa, Southeastern, Rajarata University, they taught geography. So they are conducting in three mediums: Sinhala, that's a major, and English, and Tamil. So we are having BA General, that is 3-year programs, and 4-year degree programs also. And at present, around more than 100 teachers, lecturers and scholars have been directly engaged with geography teaching within the university systems. So if you are thinking about the number of students who sit for the GCE advanced level examination, it's exceed around 60,000. My university, that is the University of Kelaniya, has first-year students, more than 300 undergraduates who are following geography as a first-year subject. So almost all the universities follow the semester systems for their learning and teaching systems. At present, due to this economic crisis of the country, the Sri Lanka has been facing severe problems during the last couple of months. So most of the students prefer to follow jobs-oriented programs. So now the geographers are also facing the problems of updating and upgrading their curricula to meeting the needs of the people. So on that respect, so we are organizing a very important conference in near future. Professor Saptapsri, he came to Sri Lanka last month, and we discussed the matters, and we are planning to conduct that program on 23rd of February. So I'm taking this opportunity to invite all to visit my country to join with the Sri Lankans geographers. So I'm very much happy to join with this program, and so you are very frontier than our content. So once again, I'm thanking to all for inviting me and I'm looking forward to take part in future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dharmas Professor Lal Marvin Dharmasiri. Thank you very much for joining us and giving us some fruitful thoughts on the Sri Lankan geography. Really, we will be learning much more from you. We will be listening from you, from your colleagues. But please, whenever there is meeting, please try to circulate among the geographers from Sri Lanka so that we get some more participation from Sri Lanka. Thank you, sir, and thank you. We will be in touch and looking forward for more collaborations. Our second guest of honor is Professor Rakib Ahmed, Vice Chancellor Far East International University. He was also former chairman in Geography and Environmental Study, University of Rajshahi, former professor, Institute of Geography, University of Holgeni, Germany. So, Professor Rakib Ahmed, if he is here.
Yes, Professor Praveen and my new friends. I'm traveling, and this is completely dark. I'm sorry, so it's better I not speak much. I listen it and let me see all the documents, and then I'll contact and I'll communicate and interact with all of you. I'm very much with you, and as I have already listened the points, the arguments, is fine. In Bangladesh, we have two geographical associations. One is the National Association of Geographers, and the second one is the Bangladesh Geographical Society, which was actually that's actually its name is Bangladesh Geographical Society, but once it was Pakistan, part of Pakistan Geographical Society before 1970. It's the oldest one. So they have a lot of activities. So I would prefer to go back to Dhaka, and then I ask with all of my friends and then colleagues and how to organize the matter with and connect it with that. In fact, I'm heading a university, which is very interesting. It's basically an engineering university, but I'm a geographer alone there. So anyway, so this is no problem. So better when you make your minutes and other things, send those things to me, then I will interact. And I'm traveling, so it's very difficult to speak. And I wonder if you listen to me properly. And it's very dark.
Yes, we can hear you properly. Thank you, Professor Rakib Ahmed. Yes. I've seen you after 15 years. Do you remember when you visited Pakistan?
Yes, Dr. Ataur Rahman from Peshawar. Yes, Dr.
Yes, sir.
From Peshawar. So I was, yes. I was heading geography there in the Islamia University of Bahawalpur.
Islamia University of Bahawalpur. Yes, sir. You are heading that department.
Yes. Thank you, so nice to see you, and I'm very happy to see that we are trying to organize something cross-cultural based on our heritage and historical background. It is South Asia. We lost the connections for various reasons, but we have been trying through SARC and other things often and often to do something in a body, but we could not. So it is a very wonderful endeavor. I wonder if it is who has initiated it. I'm thankful to my Indian friends that they are in the forefront of this South Asian Geographical Associations organizations organizing this matter. I'm thankful and grateful that after a long time. I'm asking Professor Praveen that was there any South Asian Geographical Association somewhere in Pune or Delhi? I don't remember exactly.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, Professor Rakib Ahmed, and we are looking forward. And thanks to Professor Devendra Prasad Singh and Professor M.H. Qureshi for connecting geographers across the South Asian countries. So the credit goes to Professor Devendra Prasad Singh and Professor M.H. Qureshi and all the team members who are working day and night and making the connection among the geographers. So I am proceeding to the next guest of honor, Professor Nasreen Rafiq, Professor and Chairperson, Department of Geography and Environment, Dhaka University, Bangladesh. Please, Professor Nasreen Rafiq.
Sir, Dhaka people are absent because there was the transfer of chair today. Rafiq was retiring, and another Professor Islam was taking over. So they have applied for today, but they are with us.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. But there was representation from Bangladesh in the form of Professor Rakib Ahmed. Thank you, Professor Rakib Ahmed. We are proceeding to the another guest of honor, my friend Professor V. Madhya Suresh, Senior Fellow, Center for Environmental Science, University of Madras, former Head Department of Geography and Center for Natural Hazards and Disaster Studies. He is also Additional Director, Gill Research Institute, University of Madras, Tamil Nadu, India. Professor Madhya Suresh, please.
He is also absent because he had gone to his home, village, because illness of her 94-year-old mother.
Oh, great. It is also a very good contribution.
Yes.
So we are proceeding to the another guest of honor. He is last but not the least one. Professor Praveen Saptarshi, Emeritus Professor, former Professor and Head Department of Environmental Sciences, Pune, India. Please.
Professor Qureshi and Chairman Sir, Chattopadhyay Sir, Rana Sir, all senior faces are there. Devendra is also there. And amazingly, there are young people like Mulimani, Jai Bhai, or even my Pakistan friend, they are also there. So, first of all, I will just reflect on Professor Rakib Ahmed's question that he has categorically asked that is there any such organization existing as South Asian Geographers Association, so or Association of Geographers. So it is our responsibility to form it and give it some formal name and formal structure. And then the young people like Mulimani and Jai Bhai and Amar Singh and Professor from Pakistan. So all of you should shoulder the responsibilities of this. We are with you, no doubt about that. So it is the need of the hour that we should come together and try to address the issues of the societies. Most of the things that in well-developed countries, we are attracted, American geographers or international geographers. But I think that it is more important that we should address our own issues, and for that purpose, SAGA will definitely enthuse the young geographers to undertake the collaborative research, like suppose some issues in Pakistan and some comparative study of the similar agricultural problem in India. So that can be even the impact of climate change may be different in different societies. So that we can also understand. And we all know that the South Asia is the region which will be affected most due to climate change or environmental disaster. And we all are developing countries, poor countries. Our societies are poor. And that's why don't wait for intervention from the big capitalist countries and they will look after you. No, I think that we have to mobilize our own local resources, both physical and human resources, and then only we can achieve some good face in international bodies. That's why it is necessary that the politicians may not be interested in coming together, but we academicians, in the interest of people, should come together and do something and advise the world polity regarding or just preparing some small planning instruments, and that is the geographer's job, I think so. So with these words, I stop here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for giving fruitful thoughts on the today's discussion on the South Asian Geographer Association. Now it is turn to chief guest. He is not available, Professor Nazrul Islam. So without taking much of your time, I request the distinguished guest, Professor M.H. Qureshi, former professor and head CSRD, Jawaharlal Nehru University, Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi, India. Please, Professor M.H. Qureshi, we all the time wish to listen from you, sir. Looking to your
Yes, sir.
No, actually, I have been talking a lot in this group, so I need not take more time to talk and repeat the same things, but it is a very welcome sign to establish such an association, which may take a sort of collaborative research situations between India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Nepal, because geographically we are one. Politically we may be different, but geographically we are one. The happiness and the sorrows we have to share, whether this type of change or that type of change, whether flooding is there or such disaster as earthquakes are there, or this whole shift of what the geomorphologists tell us, that the things are going to be bad, whether it is climatic change or recurrence of disasters, flooding, landslides, and also the economic disaster which may take place because of certain these geographical changes. We are a very diverse country also. All sorts of ethnic groups exist here. If we start from west to east and north to south, we have a strange mosaic of cultural elements. So we are one in the sense that we have common history, and also now we have common destiny. And therefore, as geographers who study both the nature as well as the economy and society, so we can be in a better position to understand the social and the cultural elements on one side and the physical elements on the other side, because they are all intertwined. The nature and culture cannot be completely separated, because most of these cultural elements and the economic development and the cultural development, they depend upon the type of nature we have been located. It is not that we have adopted our economic activities just out of blue. It is not just a chance that the people in Nile Valley or Mesopotamian Valley, into Gangetic Valley or Viho Valley, they became farmers. There were certain indications which were given by the nature, and the nature indicates the direction of development that we have seen, and we have adopted those and gone on those directions in our development. The exploitation has been the same. The type of exploitation we this area suffered by the colonialism, we have suffered. And consequently, we have to come together to jump up economically and socially and care for our people and work for even human geography. When we talk of the social well-being, we are talking about the welfare of our people. So this is the type of concern which we have, and these concerns are common concerns. They cannot be separated from Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh. Poverty is similar. The disasters are similar. And therefore, we have to stand together, study with seriousness, and try to come out with the type of conclusions which may ameliorate the people. That is the concern which should be there at the background of the South Asian Geographical Congress, or the type of association which we are thinking. The concern is a similar concern between all our neighbors, which are once termed as SARC, but I do not know what has happened to the SARC countries. But at least in one area, we will be able to succeed if we do our concerns properly and try to understand the things. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I can see one hand that Dr. Chavan. Dr.
Yes,
Saveer
namaste, sir.
Samita.
Yes, sir. One humble request. Before we end with vote of thanks, can we have one condolence for the sad demise of mother of our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji today for 2 minutes at the end of the session before vote of thanks. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we can consider. Before vote of thanks, you can consider her request. That's a good point. Thank you.
Okay, I think it was the last guest of it was the last presentation by the distinguished guest. Now our last item is vote of thanks. So Professor Devendra Prasad, if you want to add something, please.
Sir, presidential address should be there.
Okay. Yeah, I have to talk something.
Okay. Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Let me invite you
have to
formally,
suffer from
sir.
my talking. No way.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much for giving us your time.
Geographers.
Proceed, please.
Yeah. Shall I continue? Yeah, please. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Two issues. I would like to mention. Professor Qureshi has very nicely spelled out the importance and necessary of the South Asian geographers and also the collaborative work. I think almost all of you must be aware. Tim Marshall wrote a book, Prisoners of Geography. It came maybe, I think, on 16, a couple of years before. And he was discussing about the geopolitical situation of the world. And he was explaining how geography is important in this context. Similarly, that with geography, all the South Asian countries are bound. Our challenges are same. We have a colonial past, of course. After that, we have the different political systems. But nevertheless, if anything happens, the climate change or the disaster, whatever the things, we are almost in the same level. Our fight is the same. So the solution also we have to find out being together. We're interlinked. Our rivers are interlinked. Our weather is interlinked. So, formation of a South Asian Geographers Association is extremely what with little bit linkage with the other. So, which really bothers me time to time. But the niche for geography in all the countries are the policy making. Very much, eager to learn the way it is going in Bangladesh, the way it is going in Sri Lanka, in Pakistan, in Nepal, in other countries. But how really, they are reacting with the policy makers, how they are contributing in the policy. That for us in a bit more deliberation subsequently. That we are talking about the 100 years of geography, but the 100 years of geography, when you talk about, it is actually in 1924, it started in Aligarh Muslim University. Now, it should not be that imposition that the other countries also, observe the same day. Considering that, okay, it was an undivided India, and we are participating in that. But in the case of Nepal or Bhutan, if we think on that way, or Sri Lanka, they are 100 years maybe different. So it should not happen that we have to celebrate the 100 years for these countries also. This is one good thing that was started. So South Asian 100 years can be thought of. So a point I'll be requesting all of you to ponder over before taking a decision. When you think for an association, the most important part of an association is its visibility. And the visibility of an association starts with its journal. So let's think a little bit more, take time, think slowly, but to really make some sort of a collaborative effort, bring out a very to talk about the three dimension, but we don't talk. Extremely important to understand is going, which is taking place, some collaborative work, change the type of change that need.
Professor Ravendra, Professor and former Head Department of Geography, SP Pune University, for a vote of thanks, please.
Extend my sincere thanks to the President, Sri Kumar Chattopadhyay, who initiated this meeting and coordinated so nicely to accommodate all opinions given by the eminent geographers. So he spoke about probable challenges and solutions regarding the formation of the saga. In addition to that, what is the purpose of this saga actually? And he has nicely actually summarized that. So we need to be a go for collaboration on various fronts, mainly the research program and research journals and so many such kind of activity. So on the behalf of the organizer, I express my sincere thanks to the Sri Kumar Chattopadhyay for being a president and guiding us for the how to go successfully for building the geographical association in South Asian countries. Thank you very much, sir. Then the eminent geographer, distinguished guest, Professor M.H. Qureshi, sir, who really given his critical opinions to make the association flawless, actually. Looking to the complexity of the regions and politicals and other natures, rest of the things. So he spoke about the name, what should be the opt name, and then he should have also guided us to be what should be the nature about it. And he rightly said, because we are the geographically feel the same. Most of the problems we talk about, most of the problems when we talk about the disaster and kind of things are the regional in context of South Asia. So, sir, thank you very much. We truly indebted for your blessings, your guidance, for making or strengthening this whole initiation about the formation of the Sangha. Thank you very much for your guidance. Then the very crucial role and very dynamic personality, the Professor Attaur Rahman from the Pakistan. He has presented actually the agenda in the beginning. And he just initiated about the geographical association in South Asian countries. Then what are the things done by the founders and makers regarding the contribution of India? What are the initiatives taken by the during these organizations, IERARD? So he initiated with that. I think I'm really grateful, sir, for you told us what exactly the nature of how nature and function of the geographical association in Pakistan, and also you given the why there is a saga is having so much relevance by looking to the strengthening geography in this region actually, and also you have expressed about the more and more collaboration at various platforms. So thank you, Attaur Rahman sir, for your moderation and making this properly coordinated activity of today's meeting. Thank you very much. Professor, I think Chief Guest Professor Nazrul Islam is today not present, but definitely they have given the best wishes to all of us to go ahead with this activity. Then there are the guest of honors. So first guest of honor is Elam Dharmasiri from Sri Lanka. Actually, he's told about the complete scenario about the Sri Lanka. There are the 16 universities. And what is the status of geography? And what are the different associations are they functioning about it? Actually, he has shown more willingness, actually. He's so happy to be a part of this and more expected and given a consent for the active participation. And also, thank you for the inviting us for the conference plan in the, I think, month of February. So thank you on the behalf of organizer, I extend my sincere gratitude to Elam Dharmasiri for his contribution in today's meeting. Then second guest of honor, Rakib Ahmad sir, actually is traveling, But despite that, he has shown a deep concern about a part of this proposal of SAGA, and he expressed actually the positive gesture and comment, all the positive comment. I'm really expressed my sincere appreciation for his concern about this initiation of the SAGA. Then there are the Nasreen Rafiq and Professor Nasreen Rafiq and Mada Suresh, due to he has given opinion during this discussion of the different issues or challenges about the formation of SAGA. He rightly pointed out that the physical human resources to make the South Asian Geographer Association so strong, so dignified at international platform. So thank you, sir, for your initiatives and as well as your suggestion to make it the this saga will be more dignified. Then my friend Professor Arvind Mulimani, he started this today's meeting with a very warm welcome and initiated with so enthusiasm. Similarly, he opened about the nature of South Asian Association, Geographical Association, as there are the issues whether it should be an umbrella kind of organization or it should be independent identity. So thank you, Arvind sir, for this welcome speech as well as your contribution during the meetings. Most important, the person who has taken actually he is the part of the organizing committee, but still I think the initiative he has been taking, traveling, talking to the people, writing to the people, and I think Devendra Prasad Singh. So on the behalf of all today's presenters, actually I extend my sincere thanks for this organizing meeting and making it more fruitful for this activity. Before that, he also spoke about what exactly the purpose of this meeting, about this in context of SAGA, and also elaborated the activities last few months he has done under the activity of founder and makers of Volume. So thank you, sir. The enormous work we have done for the last few months, and still you are going such some endeavors. So definitely for your initiative, on the behalf of all the presenters, actually, I'm expressing sincere thanks to everybody. Now, there are the organizing secretaries, Amrish Kumar Rai, Amit Kumar, because whatever the program we are smoothly running, that actually the supported by these people, and because of their support, we could able to be take care of, or maybe smoothly we are running this. So I also extend sincere thanks to them. There are very distinguished geographer, almost about more than 70 people participated today, and they expressed their opinions, different opinion about it. So I cannot, it's difficult to name all the people, but I can take some of the names like Professor Rana Pratapji, then Rana P.B. Singh ji, then Suman Kumar Jahazi, Nisar Ahmad, Narayan Jana, Kaveri Davadkar, then then Anil Kumar Sagwan, Raghoswamy, Devendra Kumar Nayak, Salaluddin Qureshi, Ganesh Kumar Pathak, Savismita Chavan, Sadhna Deshpande Madam, then then Kalpana Malwat, Lakshmi Shivaram Krishnan, Rashmi Singh ji, and there are so many people, those who really contributed today. And because of your this gracious presence, actually this meeting became one of the memorable meeting for all those organizers. So lastly, on the behalf of the organizers, I take this opportunity to again extend my sincere thanks and gratitude to all of you for making this event successful, and hope that in the future, whatever the initiation we have done, in future we come with something very fruitful outcome of this treatment. Thank you very much.
So thank you also, presenting very nice thanks to all. Thank you very much.
I think for 2 minutes
Thank you,
silence.
Professor Ravindra.
Sri Kumar sir, I think what.
Yeah, we observe 2 minutes silence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
So we can close.
Yes, sir.
I request Professor Devendra Prasad Singh to please formally close the today's event discussion.
Thank you, sir, very much. With permission of the chair, the meeting may be declared closed now. But before that, may I request Honorable Professor Parveen Saptarshi Sahab
Yes, sir.
for drafting the constitution.
Okay.
And for that, Professor Atarur Rahman, sir, also should be taken into
Constitution Committee.
Constitution Committee.
Okay. And Zaibhai also. Mulimani and Zaibhai, young people should be there.
Ji. And Bangladesh Professor Rakib Ahmad should be there.
Yeah. Bangladesh.
And
from
Lanka,
Dharmasri.
Devenduji, I have another engagement, okay? I take leave now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir.
Very much.
Sir, thank you very much. Nice.
Okay.
And Qureshi sir must be available to us for any advice at any time.
Yeah.
Am I correct, sir? Sir, do you remember me?
Yes, I very well. Saptarshi जी क्या बात है?
कैसे है अभी तबीयत कैसी है?
मेमोरी अभी ठीक है।
हाँ नहीं, तबीयत कैसी है?